Welcome to a world of thrills, a world of drama, of capes and tights, a world where death is a revolving door. Welcome to the Geek Matrix.
Hi, everybody. For some reason I was muted for a second. Hello, welcome to the Geek Matrix DC Comics Review Show, episode 192.
Let me see if I can verify that for you. Yes, sir, indeed. It is episode 192, Legacy Week 4540.
Woo! Hell yeah. All right. Well,
sure.
We are here.
Well worthy of a round of applause.
Of course. Standing O, I might add. So we are here to talk about this week's DC Comics reviews, DC Comics releases. My name is Rob. As always, I'm joined by my co-host, Josh.
Howdy, howdy, howdy. Glad to be here, folks.
Right.
I know you couldn't live without me.
Definitely. Brandon is off on vacation this week, so he will be joining us again next week.
Spring breaking it, but not in Miami Beach, where it's pretty much against the law now. If you go to Miami Beach, you're partying with the police.
Is it?
Yep.
What the hell?
Yep. The police there are basically spring break police. They've got all kinds of tents set up for games, and people are going there. You can drink, but they're drinking responsibly. Miami has cracked down, and it is no longer a spring break town.
Oh, so much for the tourist attractions.
I mean, that's going to cause the loss of a lot of revenue.
Yeah. I mean, it's only for, 1 week a year? I can imagine the people that live there all year round probably hate it.
Well, except for the money that it brings to the very local economy. But yeah,
I've lived in enough places where people get pissed off by tourists. They don't care about the money.
Fair enough.
Yeah. All right. So this week we are talking about Shazam number 10, Birds of Prey number 8, and Blue Beetle number 8 in our main show with our bonus subscriber only show featuring Poison Ivy number 21 and The Batman number 146. So be sure to check out our bonus show to hear more about those deliciously fun books, as well as the honorable mentions we have that we will not be talking about in full. But my God, do I want to talk about Kneel Before Zod. Each issue is just so short, but so good.
We'll get there, and more. There. You can too for $2.99, and you know if 1,000 of you signed up for $2.99 a month, that would be a lot of money, and we could do like video podcasts and interviews and travel and talk to everybody.
That would be,
and you know, we're totally the coolest guys to do it.
Exactly. At least I hope so.
Oh, for sure. For sure. I mean, you've seen other podcasts, right? We're definitely the coolest.
Yeah.
Definitely the coolest.
I have been wanting to do like some con appearances because I go to conventions anyway. It would be so cool to do this show at a convention live.
It would be cool. You and Brandon both do it, and if both do cons, I would if I could. And like getting an interview, even if it's just a super brief question or two, super cool for the podcast.
Exactly.
And to set up a booth would be even cooler.
Yeah. We could have our own merch even.
We could interview fans and creators alike.
Yeah.
Big names and small. We don't get a chance to often talk about indie comic books on the show, but we all read them.
Yep. No, there's definitely some we have loved a lot.
Yeah, the from the indies that aren't exactly indies, like Comixology and Image, to stuff we've been sent in Twitter
Exactly.
or X, excuse me.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of X, I keep forgetting to check it out. Have you watched WWE Speed?
No, I have not.
I've been meaning to check it out. It launched yesterday. It's supposed to be like
It
a 5
did.
show only on X, and it's just like a short match featuring the Speed Championship, um, which wrestlers will compete for in super short matches, um, and it's weekly.
Hey, Rock.
Yeah.
Either turn your mic up or turn it down. One of the two. I think your noise reduction is messing with your signal there.
What the fuck? Okay, let me see what I can figure out.
Don't you have it on the knob on your mic?
Yeah, I haven't touched it though.
Well, just turn it up a little bit.
How's that?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I as far as WWE Speed goes, man, I don't know. Watching it live on Twitter, watching stuff live on social media has just never really been my thing to begin with. And the WWE having quick, non-consequential matches on Twix just isn't gonna get me to start.
Twix is the perfect name. I don't care.
It definitely is. Definitely is. Twix. I like it.
Yeah.
Copyright it.
I mean, it is really weird that this is only on X. I'm just checking out a bit of the video now.
The first give it to you.
The first match is Ricochet versus Dragon Lee, but the thing is, they did it in an arena with an audience, so it's definitely like part of a show. But they just put the Speed logo on the side of the ring apron and around the barricade.
It's probably like a main event or
probably a pre-show
or like a house show.
Yeah,
and they're taping it.
I was gonna say it might be during a live show, but the announce desk is there, and it's the SmackDown announce desk. So, which well, no, Dragon Lee is on SmackDown, but Ricochet is on Raw. So, kind of weird.
Well, there you go. It's a what do you call it? A super show or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, this is at the Mohegan Sun Arena. So this was literally last Friday they did it. I saw the sign in the background there. So yeah, this is last week on SmackDown that they filmed this. Probably the pre-show. But yeah, so it's a 3 minutes time limit in the match to win. In an intense match in the series premiere of WWE Speed, they have written on X. I mean, with Ricochet and Dragon Lee, you can imagine it would be a pretty intense match. And just the little bit that I've seen so far, it's pretty awesome.
I bet. Now, are they only released? Is it like one match and then that's it?
Yeah.
So it's not like a group of matches. It's just like one match and then that's it.
Yeah, one a week as part of a tournament to crown the Speed champion.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
I mean, the idea is pretty cool. I still don't know if I'll watch it live or not. Probably not. Definitely.
I mean, there's not really going to be able to watch it. There's no real way to watch it live. They just post it on X and watch it back.
You're cutting out again, man.
What the fuck?
There you go. Okay, now you're not.
Okay. I said there's no real way to watch it live. They posted the video on X. And you just watch the match.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So they post it every Wednesday. You just watch it when you watch it. You could wait till the whole tournament's done and watch it all in one sitting and get like an hour's worth out of it or something. I don't know.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'll pick it up sooner or later. Speaking of WWE, man, big weekend. We got Friday, Saturday, and Sunday non-stop wrestling. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday non-stop wrestling.
Yeah, Monday, the Raw after Mania.
Yep.
Is usually a good one, even though last year's was kind of dull, but most of the time it's the best Raw of the year. So it's going to be a hell of a weekend.
Yep, it's two days of WrestleMania, Saturday and Sunday, and the Friday and the SmackDown leading into it. It's there. It's gonna be a WrestleMania like no other, and that's not just me saying that. I mean, this
pretty big.
isn't like stuff. Yeah, it's not stuff like we've ever really seen before. With The Rock having a big, huge hand and all the things that are going on, and things taking a little bit more of a mature turn.
Yeah.
And the storyline with the bloodline and Cody and Seth, it's I'm gonna be glued to the TV, that's for sure.
Yep. Add on to the fact that Friday night after SmackDown is the Hall of Fame induction ceremony, which they have, I think, 6, maybe 7 names this year, which is really cool.
Uh-huh.
And we only know 2, maybe 3 of the people that are inducting the Hall of Famers this year. So we've yet to find out who else. We know Roman Reigns is inducting Paul Heyman.
Yeah, that's what we do now.
Yeah. The Rock will be inducting his mom, Leah Maivia. Or
nice.
Is his mom or is his grandmother?
I'm not sure. I was unaware of it.
Was Leah Maivia that The Rock will be inducting her. And I don't know if it's confirmed, but what I was hearing is that Hulk Hogan will be inducting Muhammad Ali.
Interesting.
Yeah. Who was it Ali had the beef with back in the day? Was it Hogan?
Oh, hell, I don't know. Probably.
Might have, or was it Piper? I want to say it was Piper, actually.
That's a pretty fair guess.
Yeah. I mean, obviously Piper would not be inducting him now since Piper has unfortunately been dead for 7 years. Well, yeah, I could see Hogan is probably a very good choice. I have no clue who else would be inducting the others. U.S.
We'll
Express.
find out, though.
I would hope it'd be Bo Dallas, but it might be somebody else.
Inducting his dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be Bo. I would be surprised if it's not.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see who's doing the inductions. And also Sunday, before Mania Sunday, we have the return of the Slammies, which was very surprising to see that make a comeback. But I'm excited. That was one of my favorite segments back in the day. I don't remember the last time. Honestly, I say I don't remember. I don't know the last time the Slammies were a thing. Might have been just before the pandemic, but I hadn't been watching since 2012, so I don't really know. I don't know how you ever felt about the Slammies, but I thought it was just a fun little side thing that they added at the beginning of every season.
I forgot all about being able to vote, and that sucked.
Yeah.
Boo.
We'll see who wins. There's definitely some interesting categories and some interesting nominees. I won't bother going into them right now. We'll just have to see how it goes Sunday. Turn on, you stupid phone.
Turn on, you stupid phone.
Yeah. But apart from that, I think that's about all I've got in terms of news.
That's about everything that we've got then, as per the norm. So I guess we'll get into some books.
Yeah.
Sound good. First and foremost, I'll bring up the honorable mention: Superman 78, The Metal Curtain, number 6, Suicide Squad Kill, Arkham Asylum, number 3, and Nail Before Zod, number 4. Now, just realizing, bless you. Just now realizing that Rob had already mentioned that. Okay, and we're gonna go, for those who aren't watching us live, and we are cutting a little bit early today, you'll be getting a commercial right about now. And now we're back. So Rob, it's full analysis time. Shall we jump right into the books?
Let's do it. Starting off with Shazam. That is the
magic word. Take it away, Captain.
This is Shazam number 10, written by Josie Campbell with art from Emanuela Lupacchino and Mike Norton, colors from Trish Mulvihill, and letters from Troy Pateri with a main cover from Dan Mora. This is the beginning of the new creative team. At least a new writer. I think Lupacchino and Norton had done some art previously when Mark Waid was writing. But
I
Josie
think
Campbell,
so too.
yeah, Josie Campbell is definitely taking over the writing duties for Shazam. Mark Waid is officially off the book. But Josie's picking up pretty much right where Mark Waid left off. Like, it doesn't
100%.
skip a beat at all. We are picking up in Move-In Day, where we get a little bit of a monologue from Billy about moving around as a foster kid and how much it sucks. But today's a little bit different and better because they're moving back into their own home after Zeus repaired the house after it was damaged in the fight with Black Adam. And not only that, but Freddy is even more excited and boasting constantly about how he just got his license and
Whoop, whoop.
also secured a van.
What does he call it?
The Shaz van.
The Shaz van.
Complete
Oh,
with a clunk as the engine is just barely running.
yeah, right. You saw that too.
The also with a clear image of a wizard or Zeus or fucking Gandalf on the side.
Yeah, pretty sure it's supposed to be the wizard, but
Yeah, at least maybe even Merlin, like some kind of old wizard, maybe not the wizard, but some kind of
some kind of funky wizard.
magical old guy with long flowing white hair and a beard. Takitani admits that he helped him negotiate to the car salesman, which the negotiations pretty much went as well as you'd expect when you're talking to a talking tiger in a business suit.
Right.
Hello, good sir. We want 50% off this. Yeah, just do it. Just do it. Go.
Just
Yeah.
do it.
I want you out and this van gone.
Right.
This van has been here for 40 years. Nobody wants it.
Least of all me.
Yeah. So Freddy thought it was just the most kick-ass van alive, so he bought it and he can't stop talking about it, despite much to the chagrin of the family who just wants to get into the house. So they head off and leave Freddy with his Shaz van. Meanwhile, Billy sees a new neighbor who is also moving in as well, a cute young girl that he goes to talk to by the
What's
name...
that?
Huh?
I said, what's that?
What's that?
How you do? How you
doing?
Is my mic turned way up? It keeps on turning red on me.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I think it is way up.
Well, now you're way down. I can barely hear you.
No, I'm way down. You can barely hear me?
Yeah, now you're good. Now you're not. Are you muted? I can't hear a damn thing. No. I can read your lips. That's about it. Cool. Josh, I think you broke it. I still can't hear you, dude. Stop fucking with your mic. You're gonna break it. No. Uh-oh. Looks like it's just me now, folks. Josh broke his mic. I'm not even joking. Like, I literally cannot hear a thing you're saying. I know you're not talking right now because I can see you, but when you are talking, I don't know. You're saying too much. I don't know what you just said. Okay, I lied. I'm not that good at reading lips. Okay, I'm gonna continue while Josh tries to fix his audio. So Billy goes over to talk to the new cute young girl next door whose name is Bo. He literally has a girl next door now. This is an interesting little change in Billy's life. So he introduces himself and tries to just get to know her a little bit, but that's when oh my god, what so many people in the family. What is her name? Mary comes running out, saying, "We need you in the kitchen right now." Um, but that is when she mentions that there's a little thing in a closet door that we need your help with. But Billy, as he goes to pick up a letter, gets a brief period, like a small minute of his time, just disappears as he misses a complete sentence that Mary was saying. But then she repeats that she needs him to look in the hall closet, and as he looks in the hall closet, a goose comes flying out, and then a flock of geese come flying out.
Honk.
Honk honk. Welcome
Yes.
back. And as he looks in the closets, then sees like the Parthenon and satyrs playing flutes and maidens on a grassy field. And says, "What is a Greek temple doing here?" Which I imagine the sentence in real life would be a little bit more PG-13.
Yeah.
Um,
Just a wee bit.
Yep. So Mary did a bit of deducing before that. Says Hoppy says he didn't do it, and my own shouting, "Hey, Hippolyta!" in the other closets didn't turn up. My God, so it must be Zeus. So they go to the temple and find Zeus sitting there on a golden throne, complete. Excuse me, with the maidens at his side. The nymphs at his side. I correct.
Nymphs.
Yeah, who also have discovered modern technology and all have cell phones. It's a wild time they're in. So he explains that he needed a space of his own to get away from the demands of Olympus and get out of the Rock of Eternity for a bit. So he created, using some of the magic from the Rock of Eternity, when he rebuilt the house, created a little space in a closet all his own, and he got the idea from the closet in Billy's room being a gateway to the Rock of Eternity to begin with. So I figures just as one little extra space should be fine. But this is when we find out that there's more than 2 dimensions, and there's actually many dimensions.
Oh no.
And almost every door in the house, including the fridge, is a teleport to a different dimension where each of the gods of the Shazam name have taken claim, because they all want a place to hide from their regular duties. But before they can really get to what the hell's going on, some giant purple worm comes out of a mystical portal and attacks Zeus. But as it opens his mouth to bite Zeus, Zeus sees inside the mouth and sees himself from a bird's eye view getting attacked by it, which is very fucking confusing. And then even more portals show up surrounding the Mary and Billy, so they cry out Shazam and try to take on the worms together. They find out that they are things that wait, and they exist in a dimension beyond space.
Beyond space.
And just wait for doorways outside of basically like space itself. Doorways to the side of doorways, where people don't pay attention to for them.
Whoa. Doorway
to get in.
inception.
Yeah. when magical portals are open, they use the space in between to basically let themselves out and eat things. So the Shazam are doing what they can to stop them.
Basically, in the Stranger Things.
Yeah. But it proves to be a little bit harder than they thought. They can't even get out because everything's just locked down tight because of all the magic and the dimensional space. But the captain does deduce that outside is normal. It's only inside that's affected. So if they can get out, they can get away from the beasts and try and regroup. But since the door is locked and they can't get out and everything's trapped, they need Freddy, who's the only one outside, to open the door and let them out. Except He left his keys inside and the door's locked, so he can't get in. So yeah, what does he do? But he gets in the Shazvan and crashes through the fucking wall in their brand newly built house, straight into the Roman temple where Zeus is. And then with the cry of Shazam, they are able to basically fix all the magic from inside now that there's a portal to outside. The Shazvan gets teleported back outside and everything's back to normal. And everybody is a little bit happier. But then Darla, late at night, is up with Hoppy to get a glass of water before they go back to bed. But then they see the captain standing over a fire in the fireplace, burning Billy's letter that he did not get a chance to open. Meanwhile, throughout the issue, we did get the sense that Captain and Billy are two different people in terms of personality and really separate themselves from each other, which is very interesting. So that was Shazam number 10. A lot of fun, a lot of magic. Really, like, it's kind of weird. It's definitely a new feel and a new direction, while also not feeling very different whatsoever. Like, Josie Campbell and Mark Waid have such a flow in between each other. It feels like nothing changed, but at the same time, you definitely can tell things have changed.
Yeah, for sure.
It's really weird, but really well done. I liked it, though. I really liked it. Josie Campbell definitely impressed me when she was writing the Mary Marvel stories. And now taking over the Shazam proper. I'm all for it. It's really cool. So we'll see how this goes going forward. I'm happy. Excuse me. Still a little sick, folks.
No.
Having the whole family here. My only downside was Mr. Dinosaur was not present, even though he was on the cover. He stayed behind, I think, after last issue. So where was he today? I was kind of confused about that.
Organizing.
The whole house was just a giant. Oh, I guess he would be in the Rock of Eternity.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That's going to be a long-term position.
Yeah. But yeah, I liked it. It was a fun little issue. This is Moving Day Part 1, so there's more to the story to unfold. This feels it's going to be a multi-part arc, despite the fact that this felt like a one and done issue. But I imagine it's going to have a lot to do with the Vasquezes wanting to adopt the kids and just them getting used to this new house, and then potentially moving into their new house, and just a big emphasis on family, but then also the captain and Billy being two separate identities instead of Billy just being a grown-up magical person.
Right.
Plus the art, really good. I liked it. It's still no Dan Mora, but it's still really good. It's Lupacino and Norton. You can't go wrong. Yeah, I'm giving it a 8.75 out of 10.
All right, man. I mean, when I read this, I was like, now that was a Shazam issue. Plenty of good action, lots of setup for more action and mystery, puns and shenanigans, and a balance of the kids' lives as well. The art is really good. The kids getting adopted is awesome. There's the magic leak. That's right up the Shazam story alley. Whatever's going on with the captain burning that mail that Billy got has me very intrigued. I like this story and art. It's really good for a first issue. Josie Campbell and the captain and Mary, she did them both so very well. 8.5 out of 10, which I think for me is pretty high to give a setup issue. But yeah, for sure, 8.5 out of 10, beyond shadow of a doubt. It's a really good book. You don't need eagle eyes to see that.
Exactly. Like it's kind of weird to even like. I get where you're coming from, calling it a setup issue, and in many ways it is, but it's still kind of weird where it's flows so perfectly from what Mark Waid was already doing. It doesn't feel like a setup issue because it's continuing the story that was already there. So it's really well done, but really weird at the same time. But I like it.
It's odd for it to happen. I wouldn't even say weird. just or weird for it to take such a smooth transition, to have
Yeah,
such a smooth transition.
exactly.
Well, now that we're done hawking Shazam, that was the improper use of that word, but I'm going to take it anyway for a transition. Birds of Prey number 8, written by Kelly Thompson with art from Javier Pina and David Lopez, colors from Jordi Belair and Clayton Coles on lettering. Leonardo Romero and Belair handled that cover for us as well. We are still at the lingerie fashion show, and Babs. Bob's. She's monitoring the area Oracle style for weird energy signatures, as she would. And naturally, one pops up, but Babs can't figure out what it is or where it's coming from. While most of the birds are undercover as models in underwear, Sin is posing as a caterer. Meridian pops up right as the crap hits the fan. The male models there are being mind controlled by their underwear. I said it right, and you heard it right. It's a trap for the birds of prey. Mind controlled male models, mind controlled by underwear. Maybe not all of the birds of prey, though. Maybe just for Babs. The fight continues until Black Canary lets loose a sonic scream that takes out all of the bad guys in one fell swoop. Babs shows up as Batgirl just as everything wraps up. Everything has that feel. Everyone has that feeling that the fight isn't quite over yet. And suddenly, of course, a portal opens up and swallows Batgirl up into it. Black Canary tells the rest of the birds of prey to not follow her as she herself walks into the portal after Babs. Man, okay, so like right up until that last part, I was sold that this was a really solid average issue. It's got great art and colors. Lettering is nice, easy to read, decent story, even if a little silly taking place in underwear, with mind-controlled underwear, no less. No other team could have made that work.
I think the the Wildcats could probably make that work.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
and
for sure.
maybe the Doom Patrol, but that's it.
Doom Patrol, yeah. That would have been pure comedy, though. Yeah, so anyway, the twist at the end, I didn't see it coming. I thought that they had saved Babs, and suddenly it went from a solid average book to really good wrap up and setup at the same time. I really appreciate the quality of the title. It's fantastic. It is one of the best bird series ever. We've said it here before. It probably definitely on the air, 100% definitely in our Discord more than once. This gets a hard 8 out of 10. It's really good.
The only thing I'd add on to the book, because it's kind of hard to tell, but the sense I got from the last page is after Canary says, "Don't follow me," and she goes into the portal, the rest of the birds just kind of look at her and then follow anyway.
I guess I missed that, but
that's
not surprising whatsoever.
It's really not surprising, but it honestly, like, I had to like go over it a couple times on that page just to like, because I got the sense, and then I went over it a few times, and I'm like, "Am I right? Like, it looks like they're going into the portal, right?" That's my only gripe, is it was really hard to tell, but it does look that way. But like I'm saying now, like, I had to go over it a few times. You didn't even notice, like, it didn't have a good sense. Even when I was reading it, like, this, it does look like it, but it feels really awkward, like almost like they're being mind controlled, because her face just went stone, and they just walk right into the portal. Like it gives off the sense
a portal of green goo did just swallow Batgirl. So
yeah.
I mean, some shocked faces would be.
Oh no, I don't mean shocked. I mean,
that's
like,
what I'm saying. You would assume it would be like,
yeah,
or something, but yeah, to all just look like they're unimpressed with the situation, as Robin would put it, whelmed.
Yeah, just whelmed. Like, even when they kind of just get up and walk into the portal. I was expecting at least one or two of them to look at each other and just have that look of resolve, of like,
Mhm.
okay, yeah, no, fuck that, we're doing this.
It's
We're all
getting
family
done.
here. Like, Dinah's not the only one going to potentially sacrifice herself. If she's doing it, we're all fucking doing it. Screw what she
We're all
says.
fucking doing it.
Yeah. Art was really good, of course. Story was really good, of course. It was a lot of fun, especially Barda not really understanding what's going on, rips her own clothes off, thinking that the clothes are causing the mind control, until Canary says, no, it's just the guys. And she's like, well, I thought too much. and she does the rest of the fight completely buck naked.
Buck ass.
Yeah. To which Sane was like, am I too young to be in here right now? Probably. You're only 16. That was funny.
Yeah. Is that an appropriate time to say, oh, that's just Barda?
I mean, she definitely like blurs the
So
line between like demon goddess and like ancient Roman warrior.
So she's a natural spirit.
Yeah.
That's what happened there.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's pretty simple to wrap up. But what's
It
not?
is. Yeah, like I think I'd give it oh fuck, I'd give that a 9. Quite honestly, that's a 9 out of 10 right there. That's a solid issue.
It definitely is.
Yeah, and I like that Meridian is just kind of still around on the team.
Yeah, and for me, I would be disappointed if we didn't see more because of the overarching mysterious force that was set up in the first arc.
Yeah.
The thing that's out to kill Babs. But I thought that it was stopped. I thought it was Megara, and apparently not. So we shall see. Megara just wants to drink champagne in this one.
Yeah. That was the whole thing.
Right.
So I'm only 16. I'm not allowed to drink. Well, I'm like a million years old. I've never had it. Let me do it.
Right. Like, just let me do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Sin's got that as a Sin is Black Canary's little sister. She's got that going on. In case you haven't been reading Birds of Canary or Birds of Birds of Prey.
Birds of Canary.
It still counts. She's got that as a secret identity, and that we've got a number of people with secret identities in this next book, and one that doesn't have one anymore.
No, this is Blue Beetle number 8, right? Yeah, number 8.
Number 8.
My
indeed.
numbers were a little small there. This is written by Josh Trujillo with art from Adrian Gutierrez. Wow, I said that a little weird. Gutierrez. Colors from Will Quintana and letters from Lucas Catone. Excuse me, with a very nice cover from Gutierrez and Luis Guerrero. So we kind of pick up where we left off last issue, where Nitida, or by her civilian name Roma Jurado Lopez, had gone to Victoria Court, hoping to get help to get the scarab in her body out, so she can go back to normal. Yes, Noldar, which I'm not sure if we had a name for that already, but we definitely do now regardless. And we get a little monologue from her about her life in the past, where she was in Bloodhaven. She was a rising star in punk mixes and had a future. She was a badass DJ, and she had a future in that. And then that all changed when the sentient space beetle Noldar found her and convinced her to fight Blue Beetle, and we know the rest is history now. But now she just wants to go back to her normal life and be herself again. We then cut over to Jaime, who is having a very bad dream. Wakes up in a cold sweat, thinking about Javier and Carafrey and Kajida and all the bad shit that happened there.
I have a feeling he's going to be dealing with that for a while.
Oh God, yeah. Then he heads over to the horizon to speak to Uli's father, to which Uli hadn't seen him since that battle and is happy to see him again, and says, like, if you need to talk, from what I understand, um, humans resolve these situations with circular conversations until one of you surrenders. That's what the wives on your television seem to do. I don't know how to take that, but she's not wrong. she's watching too many soap operas.
There you go.
They tend to do that on soap operas. Yeah. At least like every soap opera that's on TV when I leave work every day is like fuck is what General Hospital or something. And it bugs the piss out of me because it's the opening sequence, like the opening scene prior to like the credits, like the title page.
Uh-huh.
What the hell is it called on TV? Just the title theme, right?
The opening scene.
The opening theme, yeah. But they have a little scene like a cold open, right? But
A lot of the time, I believe that's all it's referred to as a cold open.
Yeah,
And
but
then they have the theme
but-
song.
But with most cold opens on most shows, or at least with sitcoms, when they do it, it's like it's a bit. Like it's one scene with a set of characters, and they do a whole thing, and then the scene ends, and then they go to the opening sequence for the theme song. But in the whatever soap opera is on when I leave work, people are watching it, and it's literally like 15 micro scenes back to back to back. They have nothing to do with each other, and it's all different people and they're all there for like 10-20 seconds. They say 3 lines and every bit is supposed to be shocking.
Last
and
last
then
week
they go
on,
it's not even that. It's literally like this is new. this is this week's episode, and this is what we're going to be talking about for the next hour. Like, holy shit! How do people keep up with this?
I don't know.
It drives me
There's a lot
nuts.
of bad ideas that come out there. I understand how people can come up with it. What I can understand is how people watch it.
Yeah. Like, I'll admit, when I was in my youth, like my mom and my gran and my sister used to watch Coronation Street and
My mom used to watch
Days of Our
soap operas and
Lives.
shit
Like,
too.
I watched some of it sometimes. I was into it a little bit, but as I grew older, like, this is trash. This is hard to watch. How do people do this?
The cartoons I watched had better acting.
That's because they have somebody in the booth in front of them saying this. Yeah.
I definitely sidetracked that one. My bad.
Oh, no, I think that was all me. But yeah, Uli has been watching a few too many soap operas and wanted to just talk to Jaime about how he's feeling. But this is when one of the younger people with her goes, "Ooh, I bet you want to kiss him too," or something like that. Tells him to shut it, and then he goes off to see Shepard.
You want a
pair bond,
a pair bond. That's what
yeah.
it is. You want a pair bond with.
Oh, she does.
Sitting in the tree.
Yeah. Jaime and Uli sitting in a scarab.
Oh no.
Yeah. So then Jaime goes out to see Shepard Ood to just discuss some things. So Shepard Ood says we have much to discuss, and Jaime replies with we do. But then Shepard Ood goes first and mentions that the repairs to their vessel are nearly complete, meaning they are no longer bound to Palmyra City, and he wants to find a new home for the Horizon. Since Palmyra City isn't the most comfortable place for his people to live, they're under constant surveillance and also under constant threats. And yet he's learned of other places, such as Metropolis's A-Town, that are much more welcoming to aliens on Earth. Yeah, and if Waller had her way, that would be A-Town down.
A-Town. That's horrible. Don't even say that.
I needed to say it just to piss you off.
The Geek Matrix is in no way, shape, or form affiliated with Austin Theory.
I might be.
He's gross. You're gross.
Actually, that's not who I forgot to actually reply to you. That's not who I think I might be related to.
Isla Dawn.
Yeah. Did I say it was Isla Dawn?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's Isla Dawn because her real name is Courtney Stewart, and my mother's maiden name and basically clan from Scotland is the Stewart clan. Um, she's around my age as well. She's 31, so there is a chance that her grandfather and my grandfather, somewhere along the lines, are like directly related. Because she was also born in Glasgow, which is where my mother's from and where my grandfather was from. So there's
Time
a
for
fucking chance.
Ancestry.com.
I've honestly signed up for it last night. I can't find any info.
You gotta wait. You gotta wait,
Yeah.
and you gotta put work into it.
Yeah. I gotta get on it again and see what I can dig up because that would be so cool if I was related to Isla Dawn. Right. So yeah, he wants to move his people, the Horizon, to someplace other than Palmyra City. Despite Jaime has vowed to protect them no matter what. He feels a duty to care for his people, but he lives here. He can't just fly across the country to give at a moment's notice, unless it's to talk to Starfire.
Right.
But now to talk about what he needs to talk about, Shepherd Ood asks Jaime what's bugging him. He feels betrayed by Khajiit about killing the Blood Scarab, and as Shepherd Ood reveals that he never really had any control in the first place. The whole thing with Dynastus and Natita, with their beetles, as well as you and Khajiit, despite you are connected to Khajiit on a deeper neurological level, the whole thing is built by willpower and trust to define your relationship to the scarab that is within you. In fact, that emotional force, that emotional force will be needed whenever you take on any of your advanced combat forms, plural. Which Jaime goes by what? So there's a lot more to come, but then they get interrupted by Xiomara, who mentions that Roma is gone and she's not coming back. So the pair go to find her, hunt her down, and find her in the local subway. Heading away, they stop her as she's about to go down the staircase, and then reveals that, look, I just needed my life back, and I'm out, like, for good, because I asked Victoria to remove the beetle. Nolda is now hers. Xiomara gets really pissed off here, yells at her, and then storms off. And then Jaime just apologizes and says, I wish I helped you more. And then Roma leaves. But this is when Jaime gets a call from Brenda, who then reveals even more news to Jaime that Victoria wants to see him tonight at the Soto Science Center, where she's making a big announcement about Cord Enterprises. Also that she's working for Victoria. So as an awkward meeting between her and between Jaime and Brenda, and Paco's also there eating, because the event is catered, so he's happy. Excuse me. Reveals that since Ted has been injured, she's been a little bit off. But before she can continue, this is when Victoria comes out to the crowd, the audience, and mentions that after a recent acquisition by Cord Industries, they were able to develop the smartest, strongest, and most adaptable protector in a generation. Excuse me one second.
Wait, hold on. Can't hear you now.
Yeah, I muted myself. I need to take a drink of water. So they have perfected advanced alien technology and created a fully subservient guardian that they are calling Pinnacle, completely AI powered, with number one rule to protect human life at all cost, innocent lives at all cost. And that Pinnacle is a gift for the entire human race, and it will do no major harm. But this is when they are attacked by a somewhat new villain going by the name of, oh my god, where the hell is it? Overthrow, who is connected to a villain from Ted Cord's tenure as Blue Beetle, is the son of another villain. I forgot to look up the issue, but I imagine it's the same name, because legacy and all that.
Right.
So this guy Overthrow wants to get back at Cord Industries for ruining his father's life, and doesn't trust Victoria Cord in the slightest, and wants to just stop anything she does, designing these weapons of destructions. He cares too much about humanity for anything Cord is going to do. So then Victoria activates Pinnacle while Jaime gets ready with Kajida, but he's a little bit too slow as Pinnacle is activated, evaluates the threat, grabs Overthrow by the arm, and
Good old chop.
oh, not quite. Then Victoria Cord says, Pinnacle, subdue, and then not realizing exactly what it is Pinnacle's about to do, Pinnacle blasts the dude's arm off, the arm that has a giant laser sword on it. Which Victoria Cord seems surprised at, and then he says objective completes, and now everyone is scared shitless, and that's the end of the issue. So yeah, very interesting end, seeing as this robot is very much under control to a certain degree. Like, it'll complete its objective and then just stop and wait. Like, it won't just keep fucking going. But it's the manner in which these objectives are completed is just fucking wild. To the point that even Victoria Cord is just like, oh god, what have I done? So gonna be very interesting to see how this story plays out, because it's not like this is just a robot that Jaime can go destroy and save the day. Like, the robot is semi under control. If Victoria doesn't do anything else with it, it's fine. But excuse me, she's just gonna try and go and fix it a bit. But we'll see. Like, that's it's kind of really weird. Overthrow, brand new villain, didn't last very long. Kind of weird to begin with. Some would say his arm got overthrown, but like, that was a weird one. He was really there just to job. He was there to job for Victoria Cord and Pinnacle. That was all it was. And we lost Roma. Like, Nitida is no more, which it says on the cover. It says Nitida no more. So that's not a surprise. But I thought maybe there was a chance that they would be able to convince her to come back. But it looks like Nitida is very much leaving, and it's now down to just Jaime and Xiomara, or Blue Beetle and Dynastas. So we'll see where the Beatles go from here. Maybe my whole thing about the Sentai team is wrong. maybe Blood Scarab will not come back and be the extra ranger in the bunch. Nitita's just gone. I guess there's a chance that somebody else can get the Green Scarab, and somebody else will become Nitida. But we'll have to see.
Well, the Green Scarab's beetle is currently in Pinnacle.
Exactly.
So
which it's not gone. It's just not in somebody else.
Right. So when it comes back, maybe it'll turn into the white beetle.
Ladies and folks, this guy, this fucking guy.
Yeah, but I made an accurate Power Rangers reference.
You did. You did, in a way. That, like, maybe Roma will come back as the white beetle. I don't know.
Maybe.
That'd be weird. I could go into
when they reconnect, it turns their way. If that happens, then there is no disputing your entire argument this entire time.
Yeah,
that's just the way it is.
Yeah. Can I just say I appreciate that Roma had a green backpack on, and keeping with the whole like blue, like the whole Power Rangers aspect of when they're in their civilian clothes, they still have to wear the color that they represent as a ranger.
Right.
It was just a stupid little thing in the original Mighty Morphin, but then they just kept it fucking going. And when they had Tommy come back in Dino Thunder, and he got a new Power Ranger setup, and he became the Black Dino Thunder Ranger, he was like, "Well, I need to get a new wardrobe." That was an actual fucking line from the series.
That's
Holy
awesome.
shit! He
You know how
actually
hard
said
it's
that.
gonna be for me
Like,
to find solid black everything.
yeah. My closet's full of green. Yeah.
I get new underwear and everything. I hate black socks.
Black doesn't look good on me, man. Oh man. Yeah, it was a thing.
Hey, my mic flashed red again. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, good. That's good. I
Yeah.
like that.
All right, so as for Blue Beetle, though, it's the end of the issue. Art still fantastic. I'm loving the art style on this. It fits the story so well. Like this pairing for Trujillo and Gutierrez from the get go has been fantastic. And now that we're past the first story arc, it's just it's so fucking good. Like they capture emotion so well while also retaining a sense of silliness to it. Like it's fantastic. But beyond the art, like the art might be my favorite part of the entire run so far, but quite honestly the story is still fantastic. And just when I say they capture emotion with the art, they also capture it with the story. And you really get a real sense of the weight that Jaime is carrying right now, as well as Roma, and basically all of them, like Ziamara, Roma, and Jaime. You get the sense of just how much stress all three of them are under right now. It was really well done. It's fantastic. Beautiful pairing between art team and writing team. I say team, but as one person. Uh, so honestly, I'm giving this another 9 out of 10. Like I was gonna give it an 8.75, but like now I'm just thinking about just the emotion on the page. 9. Seriously.
I mean, I'm not gonna argue with you, dude. Uli's got it bad for Jaime. Shepherd Ood tells Jaime about that, legato mode is just the start of his battle modes.
Yeah.
Roma loses the beetle, gets it taken off. I thought it was a bit odd, but ultimately it doesn't play into the story that it happened, but that it was taken off panel. But I mean, I can respect it because that gives us more story in the issue too. So I like that.
Yeah.
I was thinking this overthrow dude would be a villain of a week, but it turns out he's a villain of the 8th of an issue.
Yeah.
I think that Pinnacle is like enabled by Noldar, but I think Noldar is being controlled somehow. I don't think it's Noldar that's doing the controlling.
I think Victoria just doesn't understand these scarabs as much as she thought.
Oh yeah, no, for sure she doesn't. But of course, Pinnacle is going to go out of control. What else could happen? I do think that it's cool that it's immediate instead of the trope of being a hero first, then gone bad, or a villain behind the scenes. That's a bit overdone. The book continues to be a rock star every issue that comes out. I look forward to it every month. Art's great, always is. Not only do I really love the style of it, it's a bit anime, but also mostly comic. With the colors, it's just so solid. Blue Beetle all the way. And I myself give it 8.75 out of 10.
Right on. Solid scores this week, quite honestly.
For sure.
All
100%.
right.
100%.
Yeah, so what now?
So what now? So
technically
what
we started
now?
18 minutes ago.
Well, look at that.
Yeah.
Well, that was a quick one.
That was a really quick one. I think we've been on stream for what, an hour?
Roughly, yeah, just about.
Yeah. Be the fastest show ever. We can vamp a bit, like we got time.
Wait a second.
What?
Did you hear applause?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I guess fuck it. Let's go into our top 3.
All right, top 3 it is.
You go first. This is my favorite moment to toss up. I want to see what you get first.
Fair enough. Well, okay then. My top 3 are gonna be Shazam number 10. Blue Beetle number 8 is taking second place. And number 1, I am going to give to Poison Ivy number 21, which is a hell of a series that was supposed to end at issue number 6.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just saying.
They made a damn good
So
choice lengthening that run.
hell yeah, they did. My favorite moment, undoubtedly, is in Birds of Prey when Barda misunderstands and thinks it's their underwear, doing the mind control strips, buck ass naked down to take down the guys. That's undoubtedly my favorite moment. So
Right on. Well, that was going to be one of them, so I could use my other one. My top 3 is very similar. I'll put Shazam at number 3, with Blue Beetle at number 2, Birds of Prey at number 1. Honestly, Shazam and Blue Beetle are kind of interchangeable. Poison Ivy and Batman in the bonus show, honestly, pretty much tied for 3 as well. But I like Shazam and Blue Beetle just a little bit more. Favorite moment, though, is going to be Freddy with the Shazam. Yeah.
Nice.
That was fantastic.
Shazam.
That van is just, I swear it's Michael Kelso's fever dream.
Yep.
From that 70s show. It's everything he wanted and more. All right. Well, I guess that is it.
I believe it is.
Yeah, kind of a short week. Not much to talk about in terms of news. Let me just do a double check, because I do feel like I'm forgetting something. Oh, I am forgetting something. There's been a couple of things actually happening recently. I forgot all of them. Holy shit. Wow, how did I? Okay. Yeah, we'll go into a bit of news. 2 bits of bad news. Longtime DC and Marvel artist MD Bright, Mark D. Bright, or MD Bright as you might know him, also did various issues of Green Lantern. At the very least, you might remember him from time doing Emerald Dawn 1 and 2 with James Owsley. I think it was James Owsley.
James Owsley, yeah.
Yeah. AKA Christopher Priest. Also Ed Piskor. Not as not as long time of an artist, but still an artist in his own rights. Died, I believe, late last week. Both of them did. Very sad to see. Always sad to see great talents disappear like this and pass away. Especially MD Bright, who quite honestly was a fantastic artist. Really good stuff back in the day. But on the flip side of that coin, Josh and myself months ago had a theory when Batman or DC reprinted part 3 of Batman Death in the Family.
Yes.
But reprinted the story from the perspective of Jason not being killed.
Yeah, Jason survived.
Yeah, reprinted the issue up to the point where Jason didn't die. But now we're getting a follow-up story from J.M. DeMatteis and Rick Leonardi, which will tell the story of Jason Todd's recovery and revenge from the DC Vault Death in the Family. Robin Lives #1, going on sale July 10th, which will follow the events of Batman 428's Faux Simile edition, which, as I said, is the unpublished ending where Todd survived his brutal encounter with the Joker. So we are getting a follow up to that, which we very much suspected is a thing, could be a thing. This is a 4-issue
for
mini.
sure.
Yeah,
Brandon was adamantly opposed to the idea of it happening, and I am now convinced that this is exactly why he decided to not be on the show.
Yeah, he booked a flight to Boston just so he didn't have to talk about this.
Just so we couldn't rub it in his face.
And then we nearly forgot to talk about it.
And then we nearly forgot to talk about it because he wasn't here.
Exactly. No, I knew for sure, like they've been doing facsimile editions for ages. Like I picked up a few facsimile editions recently, Green Lantern and Flash facsimile editions over the past couple of years of big issues. In fact, just this past weekend, I picked up the facsimile edition of Green Lantern number 87, First Appearance of John Stewart. But to do Batman 428 from an alternate universe, like that was very specific. Like it's one thing to have that in a collected edition, like, hey, this is what could have happened because this was already made, but then to like print this issue and sell it by itself, like there had to have been something coming. It just felt so weird for it to not have anything coming after. So
I think, it could have been like a testing the waters kind of thing. Like they knew that they knew that they would get sales from it being a facsimile edition, but its interest and buzz on the internet probably dictated whether or not there was any kind of follow-up.
Yeah.
And a lot of people wanted to see what happened. But
exactly.
On the other side of that, a lot of people didn't think that was going to. So, I mean, I'm glad to have it coming out, and another one in the basket of us and our psychic comic abilities, and it's okay with me.
Yeah.
Most of the time, our wants get met.
Yep. I'm waiting for McFarlane to announce a Guy Gardner figure, but
it's gonna happen. I'm telling you, before the end of this year, Guy Gardner is getting announced.
I hope so. Like they already announced figures through the end of the year, so I don't believe you. But we'll see. Yeah.
A while back, McFarlane was looking for feedback on a Guy Gardner Green Lantern figure, asking which one people wanted.
Right.
It's coming.
I hope so.
It is.
Also, best news I've heard all year. Gail Simone was part of a panel at a convention over the weekend, an X-Men panel, and Gail states that each X-Men book will stand on its own. You don't need to understand the overall continuity in order to jump into this story, i.e. Her own Uncanny X-Men, which I am so happy about, because it
makes it cool because it's an easy entry point for people to get back into the X-Men.
Yeah, but I mean, like with this whole From the Ashes initiative they're doing, they're starting with the 3 books. It's going to be jumping on point regardless. But what's enticing to me is the fact that all 3 books will be their own books. You don't need to read all 3 to get the story. Right? I'm sure at some point they're going to have a interbook crossover because it always fucking happens. But to start off, like you can read each issue, each series by itself. Hell, you can just read Uncanny and not read the other 2, and you'll be fine. And I love that idea. That's what drew me into the Bendis era. Was the Bendis era of X-Men was Wolverine and the X-Men, and I think the Cyclops team was Uncanny X-Men. They were their own books. They were not inherently related. They told their own stories, and that was it.
They weren't great stories, but anyway,
you didn't even read them.
Yeah, but there is one glaring fact that you can't deny about those books that indicates to me strongly that they were of no quality.
Because they were written by Bendis?
Yes.
No. Because that was during a time before he jumped the shark.
Nonsense. That doesn't. Nope.
You've read Bendis stories from prior to his jump in the shark moments, and you
I
know
read-
they were interesting.
I read Bendis's Moon Knight,
Yeah.
and I read his Miles Morales,
Yeah. Both of which were prior to that X-Men.
both of which were fantastic.
Yeah.
And something must have happened in between that and the X-Men that made me say never again.
I think it was AVX that finally did it in for me.
Probably.
But that was no, it couldn't have been AVX because that was after AVX.
That was horrible.
AVX was a little stupid. You're muted.
A little stupid. Yeah.
Like the concept at start was interesting, but it just fell off so fucking hard. But a lot of Marvel events do for me these days. So. But that's neither here nor there. That's basically all we got, I think. We may as well wrap it up. It's fucking 5:30. This is weird. We had the time. We figured we'd start early. We were both sitting around doing nothing. So
it's weird, right?
yeah. Normally by now we'd still be doing the intro.
Yeah, it almost feels like getting out of work early.
Yeah, like we just went through daylight savings time again, and we lost an hour or gained an hour or something like. Yeah.
While we were in the middle of talking.
Yeah. All right, well, folks, that's it for this week.
That's it for this week.
Yeah, we're gonna head out. I think so.
We're gonna head where?
Head out.
We're gonna head out.
Head out.
There we go. We're gonna head out. We're gonna take care of that, bud.
We're gonna head out. All right, you want to send us off?
Sure thing. Thanks everybody for watching. We will be back next week with all of DC's releases. Same geek time, same geek channel. Well, mostly the same geek time. Usually somewhere in the beginning or end of 4:30 to 5:30. Who knows? But we will be here. That is the show. We're getting out of here, so you'll have to as well. Be careful out there. Remember, in the Geek Matrix, everybody has a home in the Geek Matrix. You are not alone.
Peace.